Miracle Network Radiothon brought to you by Pratt Homes. It's Lucky Larry along with Mandee, Montana, raising money for the pediatric services at CHRISTUS Mother Frances Hospital. And Mandee, our challenge is still out there,
yes,
isn't it?
It is, and it's being matched, which is just so exciting. So we're asking for 5 mixed miracle makers by noon. And if you want to become one, it's simple to do. Pick up the phone, call 903-531-5437, pledge just $20 a month all year long. That'll make you a mixed miracle maker, and it'll be matched. So basically your donation is doubled.
So we need that 903-531-5437 or toll free at 800-692-5437. And Mandee, right now we're joined in studio by Casey Bryans, who is the dad of the 2018 miracle child,
yes,
Jack Bryans. And Jack is down there in the pledge room, so he would be super excited
to hear those
phones ring
right
this
now.
morning. But Casey, Jack suffers from a disease called Leigh syndrome, and it's a severe progressive disease. But let me ask you: is this like a curable disease, or is this?
No,
unfortunately,
Leigh syndrome is a horrible disease. It is a non-treatable, non-curable progressive disease. It's a mitochondrial disease that ultimately will affect his heart, brain, liver, and his muscles, balance, and coordination.
But he has great days though sometimes, right?
He does. Jack is a wonderful, joyous child. He is such a pleasure and joy to be around. When you're around Jack, he's got an infectious laugh, an infectious smile. He wants to hug and play. He doesn't miss out on much of anything. He is just full of life on the days that he's feeling good. Yes, sir.
That's an awesome feeling. But he started life in the NICU.
He did.
Right here in East Texas.
Yes, sir. He was born at a local hospital, but at about 3 days of life, he had to be transferred to CHRISTUS Trinity Mother Frances because they had the neonatal intensive care unit to meet his needs, and he spent the first 3 weeks of his life in the NICU before we were able to go. Jack was a foster child, and he has now been adopted, but we went and picked up Jack there at the NICU at Mother Frances when he was just 3 weeks old and brought him home into our home.
Wow, that's a fantastic story. But it doesn't end there with your assistance from Children's Miracle Network, because the CMN has placed a lot of equipment right in the neonatal intensive care unit to help out families that have premature births. But also you guys are receiving help too from the special needs clinic, right?
Absolutely. So yes, from birth at the NICU, Jack received some care and benefits from Children's Miracle Network, from people who are giving today, who made some of those things possible there in the NICU. But since he has been home and living with us, we see his local pediatrician, Dr. Mark Barrett. The Mother Frances system has a special needs nurse and a special needs clinic that we get to participate with, and they have helped us with special programs and protocols for if and when he has a crisis and needs to be hospitalized. And unfortunately, we have been hospitalized several times, so that when he's in the hospital, he's had the privilege and pleasure to get to work with the child life specialist, and that is a special trained person who has different games and activities and ways to distract a child when they're in the middle of a procedure, such as an IV or something that they're having to go through that's just not a lot of fun. As well as he's only 5, and to get an IV access in a small child is not easy. And through Children's Miracle Network's efforts, they've raised the funds to purchase different equipment so that they can access a vein on the first stick, special ultrasounds and ultraviolet lights that they can see the vein. So we've had exceptional care, in part certainly by some of the technology that's been made available through Children's Miracle Network.
And that's thanks to your donations over the last 20 years through our radiothon, but the 30 years of the Children's Miracle Network being here in East Texas at CHRISTUS Mother Frances Hospital. So if there's someone out there right now that is driving by the hospital, that is on Beckham, I want you to just take a moment and just look up at the hospital wall, because right there's the pediatric floor. There's also the neonatal intensive care unit that's there. Also right there on the ground level, you've got the emergency room. There are East Texas families in there right now that could use your support. 903-531-5437. Casey, what do you say to a parent out there right now that has a healthy child, and that they're very thankful for their healthy child? What do you say to that parent?
I would say just continue to count your blessings and know that you are blessed to have a child with good health and a healthy prognosis, but also know that in the event of an accident or an emergency, not just a chronic illness or diagnosis like Jack has, there is certainly help here in East Texas, and we are so blessed to be able to live here in Tyler and be treated in Tyler with world-class care, with world-class technology, with world-class physicians and nurses and specially trained people that love on our children and have the technology and the instruments needed to treat them and to manage their needs.
I think that is well said, Casey. Thank you very much for stopping by the Radiothon today. We greatly appreciate you, and we're appreciative of Jack too, bringing smiles to our faces at the when you lit the Christmas tree last year in downtown Tyler. It's just a joy to be around him, and you can help us and continue to help Jack and other children in East Texas by picking up that phone and making that call and helping us reach our goal of at least 5 Mixed Miracle Makers by noon today. We've got 10 more minutes left. And Mandee, what's that phone number once again?
903-531-5437, 903-531-5437.